partly sunny. Highs will be in the upper 60s, though tomorrow showers are going to increase and it stays cool in the upper 50s. I'm KIRO 7, Pinpoint meteorologist Nick Allard.
And right now, it is 61 degrees outside the Carter Subaru Studios. I'm Ursula Royteen.
Listen live at mynorthwest.com. KIRO Radio 97.3 FM. News and talk, powered by the Pacific Northwest.
The Big Lead is brought to you by 3010 Weight Loss for Life.
The Dori Monson Show on KIRO Radio. This is The Big Lead.
Coming to you from Carter Subaru Studio. Welcome to The Big Show. We are also streaming on Facebook Live this half hour. And, man, I'm telling you, first of all, when I give you a hot take, man, those turn out to be dead on. Because we were on the air yesterday as all of the breaking impeachment news was coming down. And so everything that I was talking about yesterday was on the fly. And then, of course, I spent all last night, all this morning, digging deeper and following the new developments. And it's amazing because everything we talked about yesterday is going to be proven to be 100% correct. And that is, yesterday was the worst day ever for Democrats since Trump entered the race. Because while they were devastated on election night in 2016, the depth of their dementia has gotten much, much worse, much more severe. And so they have now, from this new low of mental illness that collectively grips too many people on the left, and I'm talking about not just in politics, but in the media as well, as they have fallen to this new low of dementia, they see that getting Trump out of office, whether it's either by voting him out in 2020 or better still, impeaching him now, that is the only way that they can turn off these horrible demons that are screaming in their heads. But yesterday they found out, and I still believe yesterday made it a near certainty. And I say near certainty because I believe Trump's crazy enough that he could blow everything up in a heartbeat between now and next November. But short of him blowing things up, and of course the economy could take a horrible turn, but what happened yesterday has given Trump the absolute best, strongest chance to be reelected in 2020. And what it's done again is it has exposed and you got to add Fox News to this list as well, of just absolute pure fake news, because CNN and MSNBC have been engaging in nothing but fake news the last couple of years. But Fox, they have, their straight news guys like Shepard Smith. And Shepard Smith has gone completely off the rails with his hatred of the president. And I'm going to illustrate all of that for you. And then what's happening in Seattle surrounding all of this. I have all of these things for you as we get into The Big Lead.
The Big Lead. Top story.
It is crazy indeed. And so, you know the details of the story by now. A whistleblower with no firsthand knowledge of this phone call between the president and the Ukraine president, Zelensky. Somebody who heard about it from other people. So all of the information in this whistleblower report is secondhand, not the firmest foundation for an impeachment. And then the things that are in the phone call. And a couple of days ago, you had people like Adam Schiff scream, well, if there's nothing there, why doesn't he release the transcript of the phone call? And then, of course, yesterday, while we were on the air, the Trump administration did release a rough transcript of that phone call, and there was nothing there. And so, what did the media have to do? What did Democrats have to do? Since there was nothing there. Well, they had to start making stuff up. So let me give you an example. This morning, California Representative Adam Schiff, who had a transcript of the phone call, he decided to make up a story that had absolutely no connection to reality whatsoever.
And so what happened on that call? Zelensky begins by ingratiating himself, and he tries to enlist the support of the president. He expresses his interest in meeting with the president and says his country wants to acquire more weapons from us to defend itself. And what is the president's response? Well, it reads like a classic organized crime shakedown. Shorn of its rambling character and in not so many words, this is the essence of what the president communicates. We've been very good to your country, very good. No other country has done as much as we have. But you know what? I don't see much reciprocity here. I hear what you want. I have a favor I want from you, though. And I'm going to say this only 7 times, so you better listen good. I want you to make up dirt on my political opponent, understand lots of it. On this and on that, I'm going to put you in touch with people, and not just any people. I'm going to put you in touch with Attorney General of the United States, my Attorney General, Bill Barr.
Wow, I'm telling you, this is pure fantasies. I have the transcript, and it is a rough transcript of the phone conversation. And I mean, this is shameful. This, if anybody should be impeached, it's Adam Schiff. Because look at the transcript yourself. There is nothing even remotely true to what he's saying. There's one place where the president, and this is what they're all seizing on, they're all saying that President Trump said, I would like you to do us a favor. I want you to dig up dirt on Joe Biden and his son. And you're going to hear a media montage where they all use that lie. Let me read to you from the actual transcript. The president said, I would like you to do us a favor because our country has been through a lot and Ukraine knows a lot about it. I would like you to find out what happened with this whole situation with Ukraine. They say CrowdStrike. I guess one of your wealthy people, the server, they say Ukraine has it. There are a lot of things that went on. Well, it's CrowdStrike. It was an intelligence operation, and it did have national security implications, negative implications for the United States. So the president, the only time he says, I would like you to do us a favor, it's to look up this intelligence data CrowdStrike thing to make sure that, and by the way, it was mainly used against the Democrats, but the fact that the Ukraine was using CrowdStrike in a way that could affect the United States, he wanted the president of the Ukraine to look into it and make sure that doesn't happen. There's nothing that says, I'd like you to do us a favor, I'd like you to dig up dirt on Biden. In fact, at the top of page 3 of this telephone transcript is what I just read to you. I would like you to do us a favor, though, because our country's been through a lot. Ukraine knows a lot about it. I would like to find out what happened with this whole situation with Ukraine. They say CrowdStrike. And then he goes on. He says, I'd like to have our Attorney General call you or your people. I'd like you to get to the bottom of it. Because it was the basis also for a lot of the phony information that was in the Mueller report. Okay, then Zelensky talks about that, how important it is to him to make sure he has a good relationship with the United States. President talked about the prosecutor that Joe Biden got fired, which is far shadier than anything Trump's been accused of. This is when Biden said, as vice president,
I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting $1 billion. I said, you're not getting $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I looked, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired.
So Joe Biden and the Obama administration said, we won't give you $1 billion unless you fire this prosecutor, who, by the way, was described as a very good prosecutor, but he was getting in the way of Joe Biden's son, who was making a fortune in the energy sector in the Ukraine. Anyway, The only place the president says, I would like you to do us a favor, is on page 3. And then down on page 4, the president references Joe Biden. He said, there's a lot of talk about Biden's son, that Biden stopped the prosecution, and a lot of people want to find out about that. So whatever you can do with the attorney general would be great. Biden went around bragging that he stopped the prosecution. So if you can look into it, it sounds horrible to me. And that's the soundbite I just played. Biden said, we'll give you $1 billion, but you got to fire the guy who's investigating my son. Again, the United States asking another country to look into if $1 billion was given to the Ukraine by the Obama administration to try to help Joe Biden's son. But that's not the way the media was presenting it. So now that you know the context, let me go back a little bit now and play for you again how this thing is being absolutely spun by Adam Schiff, this fake call that he was making up.
And so what happened on that call? Zelensky begins by ingratiating himself, and he tries to enlist the support of the president. He expresses his interest in meeting with the president and says his country wants to acquire more weapons from us to defend itself. And what is the president's response? Well, it reads like a classic organized crime shakedown. Shorn of its rambling character and in not so many words, this is the essence of what the president communicates. We've been very good to your country, very good. No other country has done as much as we have. But you know what? I don't see much reciprocity here. I hear what you want. I have a favor I want from you, though. And I'm going to say this only 7 times, so you better listen good. I want you to make up dirt on my political opponent, understand lots of it. On this and on that, I'm going to put you in touch with people, not just any people.
There's nothing of the sort in that transcript. So as soon as Adam Schiff said that on the floor of the House this morning, immediately social media and fake news media even, they said, what is Adam Schiff talking about? He's making all of this up. None of this is even remotely true. So Adam Schiff had to sort of apologize for the lie that he had just told, but listen to his apology about this.
My summary of the president's call was meant to be at least part in parody. The fact that that's not clear.
Did that sound like a parody to you? What Adam Schiff? That is now his explanation because it's clear that he lied about every aspect of it. When you heard it just moments ago, did that sound like, The Onion, Mad Magazine, Spy Magazine? Did it sound like somebody who's just trying a witty parody? But he was caught because he is so deranged. He knew that what he was saying had no basis in reality. He knew he would be called out on it. But he said it anyway because these people have gone insane.
My summary of the president's call was meant to be at least part in parody. The fact that that's not clear is a separate problem in and of itself. Of course, the president never said, if you don't understand me, I'm going to say it 7 more times. My point is that's the message that the Ukraine president was receiving in not so many words.
It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. But, that's a politician. The media, the same way, including Shepard Smith on Fox, where the only way they could connect the president asking a favor, will you go after Joe Biden, the only way they could make that make sense is if they edited out literally 500 words from the transcript between favor and Biden. In other words, they are unconnected in reality. But according to these lying scum in the media, they decided, well, we'll just edit out those 500 words and we'll create our own reality.
President Trump asked for the favor of looking into Joe Biden in response. One problem, it's not true. The favor was looking into the hacking of the Democratic National Committee. That's right. looking into why the Democrats were hacked, a clear matter of public interest. Watch the clips.
The Ukrainian president mentions buying missiles from the United States. And President Trump tells the Ukrainian president, "I would like you to do us a favor, though." President Trump urges the Ukrainian president to work with his personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, and Attorney General William Barr to look into Joe Biden and his son's business dealings in Ukraine.
Okay, Shepard Smith's just a liar. The favor had nothing to do with the Biden part of the conversation, and you now know that. But you wouldn't know that if you just watched Shepard Smith or if you just watched CNN, because all of them decided to just ramp up this lie. And I mean, this is as fake news gets.
And then he says, quote, "I would like you to do us a favor." The president asks Zelensky to dig up dirt on Biden and his son, Hunter, who sat on the board of a Ukrainian energy company while his dad was vice president.
There's nothing about dig up dirt. That does not exist in this.
He said, "Will you do me a favor and investigate Vice President Biden's son? Will you do me a favor and get involved in the 2020 election? Vice President Biden is my chief political opponent."
One problem.
None of those words are in there. The word Biden's in it. That's it. I mean, I honestly have never heard such a quickly coordinated pack of lies. And again, it's Shepard Smith used to be kind of a straightforward newsman, but he has turned into one of these, deranged Trump haters as well.
None of what you just watched is true. Here is the transcript. Here are the facts. Read it with me. As you can see, the Ukrainian president says, quote, "We are almost ready to buy more javelins from the United States." To which the president responds, "I would like you to do us a favor. I would like you to find out what happened with this whole situation with Ukraine." They say CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike has nothing to do with Joe Biden. In fact, CrowdStrike is the name of the cybersecurity firm that investigated the hacking of the Democratic National Committee during the 2016 election.
So there you have it. You have media that has decided that they're going to just make stuff up, completely make it up. And all I can say is thank goodness for me, because I give you truthful stuff. So you've just heard another example of how absolutely shameful politicians and media have gotten, and that's why I will follow up what I said yesterday. There has never been a 24-hour period in the last 3 years that has done more to ensure Trump's reelection. But everybody knows now that all the negative stories about Trump are likely going to be made up out of whole cloth, as many of them have been up till now, and that this is a mass derangement. But the American people are not going to fall for this. They're not going to fall for it. I'm glad you're listening. I really am. Because I'm glad you seek out some reality amidst the fog of madness that's going on right now. That is your big lead for today.
The Big Lead on KIRO Radio.
Okay, we got some local news to talk about. Ladies, do you feel unsafe when you walk around the Puget Sound area? Our reporter Carolyn Osorio and Nicole Jennings from our show staff, they have put together a fantastic bit of research on this. It's something you are not going to want to miss. Coming up next here on the Dori Monson Show.